Hey guys, this is Superjet from Superjet TV. We've got a game called Conflict. Greetings, young squire. Just so you Battle.
know, I'm not just any old talking owl.
This weekend.
I've got the transplanted brain of the famous philosopher John Locke in me.
It seems a bit
Well,
difficult.
they can only salvage 95% of his grey matter, actually. I guess that's why they call me
It's a bit strange.
Unlucky Locke.
It seems pretty fun. I'm just going to really run through it. So we just click.
Speaking of being unlucky, I have been informed that you must annihilate a battleship from the Celestial Empire that's hiding over in that asteroid field. This battleship has been creating many smaller ships and has become a nuisance to Greater Britain. Before we attack the battleship, we'll need to destroy these 3 hen ships first and take control of this planet. I will teach you how to create a strong fleet to crush your enemies with. But before that, let's just start you off with the basics.
Yes. I'll do what you
Now,
say.
you see all those lovely yellow dots at the bottom of the screen? That you can pan the camera with the help of the W, A, S, and D keys. Or by right try to move the camera around.
That's pretty easy.
Stupendous! Now that you know the basics, time for some flicking. The first ship we will learn about is the torpedo ship. While quite slow, these torpedo ships can launch very powerful torpedoes that do damages and repel all vessels they collide with.
Alright.
Time to practice. Select your torpedo ship, choose the propel action at the bottom, and flick your torpedo ship into the circle a bit higher on the screen.
Yeah.
Sublime! Now, flick your torpedo ship again into the next circle, but this time, hold down spacebar so the camera follows the ship as it moves.
Yeah, that's pretty simple.
In conflicts, each action has a metamatter cost, indicated by the yellow dots around their action icon. Your flagship has its own in-house aboard, which generates small quantities of metamatter over time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Each action also has a cooldown time, represented by a circular gauge around each action icon. Each time you execute an action,
Just let
you
everyone
have
know
to
this
wait
is,
until this gauge fills up
free this
before you
weekend
can
on
execute
Steam
the
to
same
play as
action
well, so
again.
just having a go at it and showing people really.
Now, let's see how you handle yourself in a combat situation. Flick your torpedo ship near the hen ship that you can find just a little higher on the screen, and again while holding down spacebar.
Let's do this. Hey, there you
To
go.
fire a torpedo, click on your torpedo ship, select the torpedo, reduce this enemy hen ship to rubble with a torpedo.
Beast mode.
Devastating! 1 hen ship down, 2 to go.
1 ship down,
The
2 to
second
go.
ship we are going to use is the patrol ship. Even if they are weak, patrol ships are quick, very maneuverable, and time for a real flick. Select your
stop again.
patrol ship and try to flick it into the destination circle.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It's a long way. Did it make it?
Ships automatically attack each other within range. A ship's shield force are represented by the thin black line going around its magnetic field. Good job! Now, for that last hen ship, we'll use a corvette. The corvette has a good range, a good armament, and a pretty resistant shield, too. Also, it is very useful for bumping enemy vessels into What's this? A wormhole just opened! Let's use it to our advantage. Select your corvette and flick it into the wormhole to the left, while holding down spacebar the whole time so the camera follows.
This is actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be, actually. I haven't played the game yet.
Nice work!
Just going to-
Show this enemy hen ship who the real rooster is here. Try to bump head on into the enemy hen ship with your corvette. This way, it'll crash onto the planet. Don't be afraid to use a little extra force. Try to bump head-on into the enemy henship with your Corvette. This way, it'll crash onto the planet. Don't be afraid to use a little extra force. Impressive, is it not? Now that the planet lacks any sort, henships carry billions of laying hens, and they can make any planet inhabitable with their chica-forming ray. Once they have a planet, the eggs these hens produce will be able to provide your fleet with even more. Select your henship and try to flick it onto the resupply station to the top of the screen. When a ship stops on top of a resupply station, it can be flicked again without weight and without costing any metamatter. Use of these facilities is imperative in the movement of your fleet. Can't be wasting our entire supply of metamatter now, can we? Now, flick your henship to the target in close orbit to the planet. Fascinating! The chica forming process has commenced. First, your henship must remove any remaining enemy chickens. You can see how far along the cleansing process is with the gauge in the middle of the planet. The more henships you have chica forming the same planet, the faster the process will be. Now, we must wait until your chickens have covered the entire planet before you can start harvesting metamatter with the help of your henship. Controlling a planet not only helps us generate metamatter faster, but it also expands the capacity of our metamatter reserve. With a larger capacity, we will be able to perform more actions and create advanced ships. The planet is ours! But what's that? Our enemy is taking advantage of the wormhole to attack us! We can't have that! Devastate them with our pyroclastic we'll show them! Double-click on the pyroclastic flow action of your flagship. Retaliation! It's time we start to build a fleet. Let's create 2 ships, a frigate and a destroyer. First, the frigate. Select the Create Frigate action and execute a flick on your flagship to start the creation process. There you go. Frigates can travel vast distances and can link vessels together with tractor beams. Now, let's create a destroyer the same way you just did a frigate. Destroyers are very powerful vessels and have a lot of firepower. However, since the destroyer is a slow ship, we'll link it to our frigate with a tractor beam and move them together with a single flick. Select your frigate, select the tractor beam action, and perform a flick with your frigate. Don't forget to get the destroyer in range of your tractor beam. The frigate is now towing the destroyer. You can move both ships by selecting the select your frigate, choose the propel action, and flick it to the destination at the top right, near the enemy battleship. If you need a little extra help aiming, simply activate the navigation assist by double-clicking the corresponding action icon before doing your flick.
Hold down spacebar.
That, my friend, was one hell of a flick! A frigate can tow as many ships as you want, but the metamatter cost to move is increased by 1 for each additional vessel. Also, when a ship is tracked, unlink the destroyer by double-clicking on its cancel tractor beam action. Time for the final showdown! Select your destroyer, launch a repulsion torpedo at the enemy battleship, then sit back and watch the fireworks.
This sounds good. This sounds good. Ready?
At last, the sector is ours. With the maneuvers I have taught you, you are ready to lead your very own space fleet. What happens next is up to you. There's only so much I can teach you. As John Locke famously wrote in an essay concerning human understanding, no man's knowledge here can go beyond his experience. Or wasn't it something more like, beyond his incompetence? If only I could be more than 95% sure.
Well, that was a pleasure. This has been Super Jed on Super Jed TV, and this has been Conflict in the tutorial. Awesome, hope you enjoyed it. See you later, guys.